In this video, you are going to learn how to identify and work with limiting beliefs. So the first step is to identify limiting beliefs, and for doing that we need to learn what are the traits of limiting beliefs, right? So the first trait thought has to be considered a limiting belief is it's repetitive. It goes on and on in our mind. It doesn't matter what we do or what we try to think instead, but that thought is repeating on and on. The second trait is that it's really potent. So compared to other thoughts, it takes more space, more energy. So you may want to say positive affirmation or to listen to a song, but that thought will be more and more predominant. The third trait is restricting our life. So basically that thought, it's a limiting belief if it blocks one or all areas in our lives. It can be a limiting belief in our money status or in our love relationships, or it could be a belief about life overall, like life gets to be harder and harder the more we grow into adults. This is an example. The fourth trait of a thought to be considered a limiting belief is to influence our mood. So if you're having your day and you're like a flower and all of a sudden you are thinking a thought that it feels like your world is crashes, that is a limiting belief. So this is how you identify limiting belief. I invite you to take a pen and paper, and based on these four traits, it's repetitive, it's potent, it restricts your life, and it affects your mood. Find the limiting belief that you want to work today. You can press pause on this video to find up a pen and a paper, and also to think about the limiting belief. And the second step is to how to work with limiting beliefs. And in working with limiting belief, we have two things we need to do. The first thing is to gather proof that that limiting belief is not true. So let's say, for example, that you think you have this limiting belief of money are hard to get. So try to find as many reasons as you can think of that money are easy to get. For example, think of people in your life that gets to earn money really easily. Maybe friends or relatives that work like 1 hour per day and they receive a lot of money. Or maybe try to find a belief like maybe at some point in our lives we need to work hard for money to gain experience, but it gets to be easier and easier. So try to find as many proofs, evidence that proves that belief wrong. Because in this way, by writing, we find as many, for our subconscious, we make it believe that that reality is not the only reality that exists, that it may have different and opposite realities, and that we can learn a new reality for us. So you can also play pause on this video and find as many proofs as you can for this belief, for this limiting belief. And once that you have your list, then you can also research on the internet and connect with your intuition. Take a few deep breaths, and ground yourself in this moment so you can connect with that higher self of yourself that knows that we can access different realities. And the next thing that you need to do in working with limiting beliefs is take up your phone and use the record function from your phone. Every phone has this function. And I want you to read all the proof that you found from against that limiting belief. And record this audio on your phone with your own voice, because our thoughts are something that we repeat to ourselves for a long time, or something that someone in our lives repeated to ourselves. So when we record and when we listen to that recording with our own voice, we convince our subconscious mind that we have now a new reality. So record that list and listen to that list 15 minutes after you wake up, or 15 minutes before going to bed, because this is when our subconscious is the more susceptible and more open to learn. And if you didn't do like challenges before, I recommend you to start with 7 days, but studies show that if you repeat something for 21 days, you have the most success rate. So try every morning and every night to listen to your own voice, to with the proof that you found out, and you'll see that even after the first few days of repeating them, you will notice that every time that you will think that limiting belief that you had, your mind now will start to also come with those new proofs that you found. And ultimately you'll see that you will not even remember the reality that you had before working with this belief. So I wish you success with this exercise. It's something that I created myself for working with my limiting beliefs and my clients' limiting belief after trying a lot of type of therapies and tools and techniques. And I saw that this works the best, especially with our own voice. And I wish you success in trying it, and share with me how you felt. Take care and deep healing.